Hello everyone, and welcome to Swimmer Sync 82, the first Splatoon 3 SOS tournament. It is I, Mad Gamer II, and I am joined by the one and only NM.
Hi, hello everybody, and welcome to Swimmer Sync 82. First up for our first match, we have Cherry Limeade versus the Grillers. A really good start for the first Swimmer Sync for Splatoon 3. It's going to be exciting to see some of that Splatoon 3 meta. We see on Twitter like Sloshy Machine, 52 Gal, Zap, and some Tetris in there. So I'm excited to see what these teams pull out, as it's the first time we're seeing a lot of these teams play with Splatoon 3 stuff.
Absolutely, and it is pretty much still the first week of Splatoon 3, so we still are working with the same starter weapons. We pretty much have only one kit for every single weapon, so it's been interesting to see a lot of people just swapping up their weapons for the time being. Not everyone is going with their main just because of the new kits and such.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are just like, they're going around. I know a lot of Bamboo players have been looking at the Reflux as a really good option for them. It does have the same kit as the Vanilla Bamboo in 2. And the Vanilla Bamboo kit in 3, I mean, it's fine, but I know from past experience, Auto Bomb, you definitely prefer other bombs to Auto Bomb.
True. It's good for poking and such, but it's not necessarily a killer bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Auto Bomb, I think we will be seeing some Hydra gameplay, as on the Griller side we have Devi the Hydra Mom, and the Hydra has a pretty fantastic kit, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, it's got Booyah Bomb this time around, which is really perfect for somebody to play backline. Just pop a Booyah, just in case they're getting hit or something else going on in the map, and just plop it right where they need to. It's really perfect for that type of weapon.
And it's also an excellent survival special, and in case you get backed into a corner, you just need a quick escape. Most Splatlings in the past have not really had something like that, maybe besides Bubble or something.
Mm-hmm. So that's really good for Hydra players to have that type of option.
But on the other side, they most likely will be seeing a Charger play. I think Cherry Limeade has run Chargers in the past.
Yes, that will be interesting to see, as if you are playing Charger, a really good option is the Splat Charger, because you got Ink Vac this time around. You can use that, protect your teammates maybe on the tower, or be the front line for the Rainmaker while you're just sucking in all of the ink around you. But I also know that Krim loves playing Glugas, and Glugas this time around have the infamous kit. So we're gonna see how that goes this time around. It's not on a shooter, but rather on, something like the Glugas. So I don't think it will be as broken, but hey, we'll see if they pull out the Glugas.
Yeah, there's not quite the amount of paint that the Gal had, but it does have a little bit more range and accuracy, so the killing potential is definitely a lot stronger with the Glugas. So we are super excited to see them come out.
Yeah, that is going to be honestly really exciting. I also will be surprised, as Popgun has stated previously after witnessing the Splatoon 3 tournament for Reptile, it will be surprising if we don't see at least a Zap or Tactical option, as a lot of teams really love running that. For example, I know I love playing the NZAP 85. I played it in 1, played it in 2. I'm playing it in 3, and having Tactical is really nice, using it as a shield or using it as an option to go in for the kill if I'm feeling daring to do so. Unless they have Respawn Punisher, which so I run away.
100%. And the movement bonus is pretty handy too. Like, I just found out this past week or weekend that it actually affects the Rainmaker carrier as well, so having it in the Rainmaker mode will be super strong.
Yeah, it'll just be really good, say, for like a Zap to go in, pop the Rainmaker, pop a Tactical, or take a drink, take the Rainmaker, and just run. Because it gives max AP of, swim speed up, run speed up, intensify action up, quick respawn, special saver up, ink resistance up, and quick super jump. 57 AP of all of those. That is insane.
Absolutely going Hulk mode in that AP points.
Yeah, and I don't remember who did post this on Twitter. I think it might have been a person on Cherry Limeade. It could have been somebody else. But pair that with Last Ditch Effort, which gives 24 as the max for Ink Saver main, sub, and Ink Recovery up, and you have a lot of AP. You
are not running out of ink anytime soon. When that 30 seconds come, it's just going to be ink everywhere.
Yeah, You have 24 AP of those, 57 AP of all those, and then on your kit, maybe you can run everything else that isn't touched. Some sub resistance up, special charge up, special power up, and sub power up if you feel like. Boom, that's like at least free AP of every ability.
100%. Now, speaking of the Tacticooler, the Dynamo surprisingly does a really good job of building up that special with the Tacticooler. I know there's been like a pretty high median for the special points, but the Dynamo roller really puts out the ink and gets that special pretty quickly, I found.
Yeah, it is only at 190p, which is the middle of the options for a Tacticooler currently. And yeah, Dynamo just paints well, and like a couple of flicks, you can have it pretty easy. And since you can play Dynamo more like an anchor, you can just sit back, grind for Tacticoolers, and pop them for your team. It's just pretty simple, and Sprinkler helps it out a little bit.
Absolutely. I am curious to see what other, because we have fighter supports, we have our backlines, but then what kind of shooter or what other Slayer weapons we're going to be seeing. I've been seeing a mix of pretty much everything so far. Everyone's been trying out the new weapons. I've been seeing Spider-Man being used quite a bit.
Yeah. The Zipcaster special, a really nice way to just go into somebody's base or just like go anywhere you want and just start going ham. Of course, you still have, HP on your Zipcaster, so you could get picked off if you go a little bit too hard, but having it on like something like Octobrush or Luna is really nice. Carbon, it's nice too. In terms of other Slayer weapons, we have to discuss the elephant in the room, the sloshing machine.
Oh my goodness. Talking about a beast of a kit, like the sloshing machine is really up in the ranks now. Adding that Booyah Bomb along with the Fizzy Bombs, I do not look forward to going up against that in ranked.
Yeah, no. I've seen other machine mains in 2. They of course run Kensa, but now they're really happy to have an actual special they can work with instead of Splashdown. So yeah, Sloshing Machine is going to be pretty formidable of a beast, especially if they have LDE. Because did you know that with LDE it can pop 2 Fizzy Bombs and create a slosh?
Wow, that is pretty intense.
Yeah. Oh, it seems that we are starting off a bit here. We are going on our first map, being Tower Inkblot, something of a blast from the past from Splatoon 2. Technically, all these are a little blast from the past, except for the third one, as in Clan Bliss was not in Splatoon 1. But it's going to be nice seeing this from Splatoon 2.
Indeed. I was like, actually, no. I was going to say both of these maps have some water potential, but Hammerhead Bridge doesn't have quite as many drop-up points unless you go too close to the edge.
Yeah, and speaking of Hammerhead, it's going to be really interesting seeing that map in Rainmaker. A lot of people have deemed it the new Walleye Warehouse, and it's pretty obvious when talked about. It is really linear. There's not really a lot of options for you to go. There are like some areas, but it does feel like Walleye again, which is pretty tragic for something like Hammerhead Bridge. I love that map in 1.
Once again, I'm going to be seeing the power of that ink vat. You, as you said, there is only the one option pretty much. So having something defensive like the ink vat, and maybe paired along with the Tacticooler, as we were talking about before, just beeline it straight up the middle once you get past that first checkpoint.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting to see. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see these 2 really well-known teams battle out as the first stream match for Swimmer Sync here for Splatoon 3. We'll be starting here shortly, but yeah, no, I'm definitely excited.
If you tuned into SOS before, you know that Cherry Limeade is a regular contender here, and the Grillers, they've pretty much been making a name for themselves as well, so this will be a fantastic first Splatoon 3 match for SOS, and we are getting right into it.
As you can see, we got the Zap on one team. The other team does not have a Tacticooler option, but as you can see, Cherry Limeade with the machine here, as stated before, so that's going to be pretty formidable.
A nice comp on both sides. We have the more traditional on the Grillers, the triple shooter with the Hydra, And you see the double bucket. I'm just now realizing. So they're gonna have in that Ink Strike with the Booyah Bomb, and then the Bubbler. The Bubbler is gonna be really helpful for just defending that tower.
Yeah, as we can see here, we are seeing Debbie, of course, with the Hydra, as stated before, getting a pick on Crim, getting 2. Can they find any more? Getting 2 over. The Crab Tank is going to dissolve over there. Grillers are already making some really nice plays here, making a really nice push. Bosia trying to back out of tower, but this is some really exciting stuff going on so far.
We have that early match poking here. We see some nice use of the new squid roll in action, but they do unfortunately go down here, and there's just a lot of skirmishes going on. But it is like they have that tactical because they're already back in the action. But Cherry Limeade, they're going to be taking this first checkpoint.
Yeah, and you saw there the big bubbler was right on top of the tower, which makes it a little hard to approach. I feel like in this game there are a lot of specials that you can see that are just defend this one area. Like put Ink Vac, Crab Tank, big bubbler on a tower. That is going to do so much defense.
It's just a full-on wall that is pretty much impenetrable until they run out of that special.
Yeah, it's true. But as we see, Lily has another big bubbler on the tower. Big bubbler machine out here, of course, as expected from something like a junior. Lily going back, making sure they are not killed by Debbie's Booyah Bomb. But 2 are going to go down on the side of Cherry Limeade as Lily is just trying to see what they can do here. But Lily is going to go back on the tower, pushing them off, making bombs, getting people jumping in. Truly, Lily is a support player.
We also saw the Wave Breaker in action there. We haven't really talked about that much, but the Wave Breaker on tower control is really strong. Not really a good defensive tool, but an excellent defensive for the team that doesn't have control of tower. It just really slays out and just causes the team to have to reposition quite a bit.
Yeah, but as we can see here, Grillers are starting to make a push here, trying to get Cherry Limeade out of there. Crim trying to pick off one of them, but no, it's not going to happen. Ealer's just going to have to jump out of there, jump back to Lily. But they're trying their best. Grillers are trying their best. They have successfully gotten Cherry Limeade out of there, and now they're going to try to make their way over to mid in order to take it back.
Both the E-Leader and the Sloshing Machine were able to jump out there, able to survive and get ready for the next push. The specials are going to be coming out here. Grillers are going to be trying to make a push of their own. And so far, it's still a bit of a stalemate. Both teams are building up their specials, just getting ready for the firefight that's about to happen.
Yes. Oh, I think I saw some. Yeah, they died right there to Wave Breaker. Wasn't able to jump over Shiny's Wave Breaker. Shiny gets a snipe on Bosian, but can Shiny find anybody else? Anybody else? I don't think it's going to happen, but nice stuff from Shiny there with the E-Leader. Kills more. Yeah.
The picks are coming out. Debbie's going to have to be careful there. They were within sights of that E-Leader. That is the arch nemesis of any Splatling user.
Both the backlines going at it. We see a Crab Tank going on, immediately going for Shiny, picks them off. Oh, found somebody else, but they're going to go in Booyah Bomb for that added protection. And picks them down. Pika trades. That was really nice from the machine. As you saw, made a really bad situation for a weapon and just played it back with the amazing survivability of its kit.
Yeah, they were able to take that trade and just made them have the one-up on the player, so they were able to stall out that push for just a little bit longer. And now that we're in the last minute here, all they really got to do is hold the line and stall out the timer because they have the lead so far.
Yeah, as we see here, Crim gets 2, but eventually goes down. There's only 2 left from the Grillers. The others got to come back. Bosian is trying their best to charge the Tacticooler or just keep control of mid. One of the 2. Already popped the Tacticooler, as you can see. It just dissolved right there. Tacticooler lasts for a really long amount of time, but we're going to the last 10 seconds, so we can see if they can pop another one or not. Debbie on the tower over here with their Hydra, making sure nobody gets past. Bosian going on left, going for Shiny. Anything can happen. They're 2 down. They're 2 down. Booyah Bomb on the tower. Gets 2. That is going to do it. That is going to do it.
with Devi the last one standing, there wasn't too much they could do against the Booyah Bomb. The GG Booyah Bomb just holding out that tower and giving Cherry Limeade the first match of the set.
Yeah, it is no longer the GG Ray, but rather the GG Booyah Bomb. Ray has been replaced, or rather, it's always been there, but now it's going to be the main option for something like that.
I'll be honest, like because of how similar the new Killer Whale is to the animation to the Stingray, more than one time I've accidentally called it Ray.
I see. I did the same thing for Tacticooler and Ink Armor for a bit. Even when queuing in duo leagues with my friend Dan, who just recently took second place at Reptile, he has to keep telling himself Tacticooler is not armor. It is not armor.
It is not armor.
No, it is not. It does make you feel a lot more secure than Ink Armor, I do have to say. I feel a lot more secure when I'm running Tacticooler instead of running Ink Armor. So I really love that.
Yeah, that's true. Like it doesn't really help you survive, but it helps you come back much faster. There's something about that is really makes you more comfortable getting into fights.
Yeah. The quick respawn, the special saver, and even if you want to back out, the quick super jump just really helps. Plus the increased movement really helps too. But on our second match here, we are going to Hammerhead Bridge Rainmaker. On this map, I was running some Rainmaker stuff earlier. What you got to do here is just push, push, push. There are no other routes. You just go straight forward. That is it. So all that Cherry Limeade has to do to secure this set is just make sure that they take control of the middle lane, and they're fine. They win.
Absolutely. Now, I am curious to see if Devi decides to stick with that Hydra, because it is Rainmaker, and as you said, it is going to have to really push it. Going up against that E-Leader is going to be tough. I would imagine they might want to go for something a little bit more mobile.
Yes, and if E-Leader does go to the meta running Respawn Punisher, that could be pretty bad for a Tacticooler weapon like Bosian really likes to use and Zap. So having that confidence that you get with Tacticooler definitely gets put down if somebody's running Respawn Punisher on the other team. So if the E-Leader takes that up, if Shiny takes that up, then I don't know. But we're going straight into it. Let's see what weapons we got. All right, Devi is staying with the Hydra. They're running the same comp with the Grillers. Cherry Limeade is okay. We're running. Wow. All right, we got a really different comp here. Splash Charger. We got Arrow Spray for the Reef Slider option, and we got Tri-Slosher and the Glugas from Crim. Tri-Slosher is really unexpected. Its kit can work well, but there's a lot of other options out there.
Now, if I remember correctly, it has the Inkjet. Is that Poison Mist for the Tri-Slosher?
Yeah, it's got Toxic Mist Inkjet.
Interesting. Yeah, this is a really unique kit. I have not seen something like this. But then again, it is still early on, so we haven't seen much of anything yet. We do see the Inkvat Charger in play now, so that's going to be pretty handy for both the defense and the offense of Cherry Limeade.
Yeah, and also you see they're running the Arrow Spray for their main weapon for Reef Slider, which is pretty interesting over something like Tetras or, well, just Tetras. As you can see, one of them has already taken the Rainmaker, but they are immediately getting pushed, but that's not going to do anything. It is just the Hero Shot. Oh, they are having a hard time jumping over that ledge, but they take the checkpoint super easy. Crim is just keeping Born back, takes Born out. Grillers are not looking good so far, as the Cherry Limeade has already taken the first checkpoint. So they're just going to have to make money moves in order to secure something here. But as you can see, Booyah Bomb is happening, but another Booyah Bomb! It is a Booyah Bomb battlefield out here. That is insane.
Now, I imagine they were preferring the Glugas with the Booyah Bomb over the Tetras, so having the Arrow Spray here will just provide, or just make up for that paint that they're lacking with the dually Tri-Slosher combo.
But as you can see here, Lily is running the Rainmaker. And right behind the Inkvac, as stated before, Inkvac just works well, but they were not pushed forward enough. Shiny is going to go back over near the Inkjet respawn. They only need 15 more points, but the area is looking kind of yellow. So I don't know what they can do, but they are down one. They are down their splash. So let's see what Cherry Limeade can pull off here, if they can pull off anything.
This last stretch here is a bit of a gauntlet. We see Devi there on that ledge. It's going to be rather difficult to get past the Hydra unless they're able to take her out first. But we do see the Rainmaker reset here, so it's going to be... well, no, Cherry Limeade is still holding mid pretty strongly. It looks like they're going to be able to have a chance to push once again.
Yeah, Shiny already getting in another ink bag. Try Zuka, more like no Zuka for them. Tank is also going to try to push in, but again, if ink bag is still active, that ain't going to do much. But Lily is going to go down there. That doesn't matter though, because Grillers are down too. It is just Zap and Hydra. Devi is already releasing their Booyah Bomb right on Shiny, but Shiny barely escapes. It is not looking good for the Grillers right now, but they are trying their best to fight back.
Yeah, Shiny's making good use of that podium there. It's just a little bit of cover, just enough so you could peek over and get some of those snipes in. 2 members of the Gorillas are down with only the 2 shooters remaining to pop the Rainmaker. Cherry Limeade not pushing just yet, but they certainly have the advantage now. Specials are getting popped, but the Tri-Slash here is going to go down, so it's going to give the Grillers a chance to really push into mid.
Yeah, but can the Grillers do anything against the Ink Fat, just keeping them out of there? Just like, you're trying to shoot me, but that's not going to work. As you can see, they're just trying to run... Oh, but that's a wipeout! No. Yeah, and we could see their Crim is running Respawn Punisher! Just as I stated before, didn't even notice, but yeah, they're running Respawn Punisher on something like Luga's that has that survivability kit. That does not spell good for Grillers. That is not going to be well.
Really trying to... Yeah, they're really trying to counter that Tacticooler hard here.
Yeah, as you can see here, one is going in on the Tri-Slosher, but Toxic Mist is going to keep him back a little bit. Waiting for a jump, but it's Crim, so, you know, Dooley's just... Oh, they are free down! It is just Devi. Devi has got to stay alive here, or else it is curtains. Oh, well, curtains.
Oh, no. Oh, looks like they were able to reset it, though.
Yeah, resetting is definitely good for something like this, but that doesn't matter if they can't get Cherry Limeade out of their base.
Yeah, last 30 seconds, like Cherry Limeade, they don't really have to push it anymore. They can just hold right here, because Grillers, they're pretty much stuck in their base.
Yeah, Devi popped the Booyah Bomb, but it's not going to really do much. Grillers are doing a good job of keeping them out of the Rainmaker podium, but they just got to pick them off. But they get one, but that's not going to do anything since they go 3 down. It is just the splash, and that's it for the splash. Lily is just going to keep that Rainmaker and say, it's just mine. It's mine, and you're not getting anything about it, and that's going to be game.
If we were still playing Splatoon 2 and I saw that comp, I would say you were out of your mind, but clearly this worked out in Cherry Limeade's favor, taking the second match in this set with the Aerospray Tri-Gluga combo. I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of this in future matches.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize it until seeing Crim's gameplay. Thank you, Crim, but yeah, I didn't think that running Respawn Punisher on something like a frontline was all of a good idea, but I didn't even realize there's something like Gluga's kit, which is based on survivability. You can run that. You can run that and just still prove well.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I've seen that quite a bit on both Gluga's and the Sloshing Machine, both pretty high Slayer weapons. If they can just splat more players than they die, it really worked out for their favor.
Yeah, and if they pull something like Respawn Punisher, then it's not looking good for Tacticooler players.
Where are we going to Clamblett's Mahi Mahi Resort for our final match? It is a play all 3, so we'll have this last match for the Grillers to come back and get a point off Cherry Limeade.
Yeah, for Clamblett's Mahi Mahi, it is pretty much just a fight for mid, because it's just your basket that's right in front of your base, and then that small little area in mid that's got 2 little inclines on either side. You're literally just fighting for mid, and then you're fighting for that incline going into the enemy's base. After that, you can just score as much as you like. But speaking about Clamblitz, it does have new stuff added to it that we can talk about, like how you only need 8 clams instead of 10, which is a really nice addition to make, you know, just make matches go a lot faster than before. I really love that addition.
Indeed, and to go along with that, instead of the 4 clams per spawn point, it has the 3. So even though you have the smaller power clam, you still have you still need the same amount of groups in order to get that power clam.
Yeah, it can't just be two groups. It's going to have to still be three groups. But either way, it's going to be interesting to see some clan blitz here tonight in SOS.
Now, before, because of the math working out, individual clams had the greater value than the power clam, but now power clam really exceeds the individual clam. So I think it would be advantageous for teams to make more power clams than we had seen in the past.
Yeah, for power clams, it is just a lot faster for you to make them, especially because now it's only 8 clams instead of 10. And that equates to like 24. You get those 4 extra points, or, well, like 1 extra point, but it's just better running a power clam instead. But here we see the comp here. We're seeing some rapid pro from Devi. No more Hydra, and we also got the 52 gal. But Devi is going to go down straight off the bat. I didn't even start talking about the other team here, but as you can see, you got your Splat Charger, Sloshing Machine, Junior, but we also have the Vanilla Pro. Pretty interesting option for Crab Tank, so that's surprising to see.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to build out that crab tank, but on the flip side, we have the little bit extra range and killing potential with that. And the Cherry Limeade is going to be getting the first basket open, and already 2 power clams worth of clams in the basket, and they have more along the way.
They are just keeping grillers down, caking them while they have nothing left. As we see Pika here getting another pick on Born, but the water went down, so they're not going to make that jump over with their 1 clam, and the crab tank is just going to keep them out and pick them off. Still though, it's still going, I was about to call it off, but a really great first push by Cherry Limeade, getting it from 121. Wow.
Barely a minute into the match, Grillers got a 3 down on the Cherry Limeade, so now they have an opportunity to push right back.
Yeah, all they gotta do is make a power clam here and try to bag it in. But as we see, they're starting to get picked off by Cherry Limeade again. Maybe Shiny. Shiny is making moves here, just sniping 1 by 1. They have another power clam, but I don't think that they're gonna make it in. Shiny is just hard gatekeeping that incline right over there.
Yeah, Cherry Limeade came back with the charge, able to stall them out long enough for the mates to respawn. So now we are back to neutral here, but Grillers, they're still pushed out pretty hard. That is until the Charger says anything about it.
Yeah, Shiny just picks them off. They're 2 down right now, and I don't think... Oh, no, Devi is going to go down here. No ink vac for Devi, sadly. Oh,
nice shot with the ink vat blast, and they're going to be opening this basket again. Already down to 5. Do they have 2 more clams?
Yes, they do. Shiny saw 2 more, but the other teammates just came and clutch and got him in, and that match was over before we knew it. And that set's going to go to Cherry Limeade 3-0 there.
Excellent play by Cherry Limeade, really utilizing the new weapons and kits quite effectively here.
Yeah, I really love seeing the Sloshing Machine, and like the Glucadulies really surprised me there, especially with Respawn Punisher, like I said before. It is interesting seeing like Rapid Pro using something like Ink Vac. I've not seen a Rapid Pro in the wild yet, but I could imagine it could be a decent option for something like Ink Vac.
Indeed. Especially if you're trying to counter the Charger, just being able to get a little bit of chip damage from where they're held up.
But either way, that was a nice first match to start off with. Cherry Limeade taking it against the Grillers, but the Grillers did try to put a fight against Cherry Limeade, but sadly, it was just not enough.
Not quite enough indeed. We will be taking a short break as we prepare for the next set, so stay tuned. We'll have a lot more Splatoon 3 action for you coming soon. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Swimmer Sync 82. It is I, Mad Gamer II, and once again joined by NM.
Hello. We are back, and as you can see on screen here, if I'm correct, we got the rosters for our next set here. We got Whast'n versus Stargaze. It is going to be really interesting seeing these teams, just like the previous ones. I'm not really familiar with all of their players, but I do know Whast'n pretty well. I've scrimmed against these guys in the past, and they are pretty formidable. But that was back when, quad shooter meta. So seeing what they run this time, it is an entire mystery to me. But I'm excited to see what we see here.
It is true. As one of the first Splatoon 3 tournaments, we don't know what to expect. We could be seeing all sorts of surprises as people are trying out and figuring out the weapons and such.
Yeah, and we're starting off here with Splatzone's Eeltail. Interesting. If I remember correctly from the tournament I played at Reptile, the zone is right at the middle, and there's like some debris that's like right in there. So it is a little annoying to ink, but other than that, it is a kind of mid-map rotation. But we're already going into it. Okay. Let's see what we got here for comps. We got Slosher, Heavy, Splash Zap, right? Pretty standard. Other side, we got Gal, Machine, and Leader. All right. Solid comps.
We get the pretty much a similar mix of shooters and buckets along with that backline.
And as you saw there, one of Whast'n's members is running Respawn Punisher on the Leader. They already have Tactical or going on the bottom area, and as you can see there, yeah, that's the whole debris thing going on in the zone. I'm not sure how I feel about...
Well then.
Technical difficulties.
Classic Splatoon 3.
Yes. In case you do not know, Splatoon 3 at Riptide was not fun to... Not fun to set up. Like, setting up the Splatoon 2 tournaments at Reptile compared to Splatoon 3, it was a vast difference. Literally one of the only perks of Splatoon 2. It actually works better with this stuff.
Well, I mean, we've had 5 years to really fine tune it and get a feel, but we're still figuring out all the kinks for Splatoon 3.
Yeah. So according to my information, it seems that the whoever was hosting the room DC'd. So yeah, everybody DC'd there. So unfortunate, but in just a moment we're going to be going back on Splatzone's Eeltail Alley to go back for another match.
As we fortunately we won't be missing this first match, as everyone will be rejoining soon enough, and we'll get right back into it.
Yes. I did not expect that to happen, but while we have that stopped, it does seem that there is a meta starting to be formed in terms of team comps. The both seem to be running something pretty similar. You have your backline, be it Heavy or E-Leader, but it's primarily going to be E-Leader, though it also could be Splash Charger. But you definitely want a backline weapon in there with Respawn Punisher. Your second option is going to be either the Slosher or the Sloshing Machine. Primarily the Sloshing Machine, as it's great for survivability and able to be pushed in. And other than that, you got your Zap, great support, Tactical Cooler, love it. And for the last one, it seems people are running all sorts of things. It could be Splash, it could be Gal, it could be Shot, but that seems to be a skeleton of the very first team comp meta, though it can change, and I could be wrong. But, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of variety going around.
Yeah, I mean, we did see some variety picks in our first set. Rapid Pro, we got Glugas in there, which I don't think there'll be variety later on, as Krim might have just set something up for everybody. Just showing that, the 52 kit plus Respawn Punisher, every Zap is going to hate you.
Quite so. Now, something we haven't really seen yet is any blaster users. I know that with the new, blaster mechanics, it's been revived from its initial state in Splatoon 2, but so far we haven't quite seen it in action just yet. But we'll be jumping back into this match. Same comps as before, and we see the double shooter plus bucket plus backline.
Yeah, blasters have been revived by Intensify Action, which does make... Oh, wow. As I was talking, the E-leader is going to get immediately killed by JB over there, immediately making work with the Splash-O-Matic, but it's going to get picked off by Insano with the machine. Great at the start, already going into it. Bucket on bucket battle. Just there is a lot going on right now.
Yeah, that was a pretty key pick. Taking out the E-leader early on will just allow their Splatling to set up and try to get some paint. But even so, GG Whast'n still maintaining control of the zone, and that's going to be 2 down for the side of Stargaze.
Yeah, as you can see, Isabel here allowing Zero to jump back to them, while also making sure nobody peeks out on that bridge area, and takes out Snow right behind the wall. Wow.
Just knocked his hat clean off.
There is something I saw on Twitter.com earlier today, which is insane. That the height of your shoes now equates to the meta. The higher your shoes are, the more you peek out of walls and stuff like that. So the height of your shoes is definitely something to take into consideration now.
So barefoot is going to be the meta.
Yeah, barefoot. Anything barefoot or really low to the ground is going to be meta. Unless you're something like a charger. In that case, you want to peek past the wall. It's definitely going to be interesting seeing on base like which weapon, but yeah, no, GG Whast'n is just going to take it while we were talking about that. Like, nothing.
I'm pretty sure that was 0 or 100 to 0. Like, no flip of the zone whatsoever.
Yeah, GG Whast'n just got the picks and just ran in and got everything. It's really nice. As you can see here with Insano, I would like to touch up on their gear. That is the standard gear being run right now, as those are the only options for like free slot, swim speed up, and LDE that you can have right now. There's not
with our first Splatfest still a couple weeks out, we don't have too many options to add on those extra slots, so we're kind of stuck with the 1 or 2s, or if you're lucky, you can have that three slots.
But we do have the first official Splatfest next weekend. Gear Grubber Fun. What do you think you're going to be picking for the first Splatfest?
I am strongly leaning towards gear right now. I'm not quite sure what my argument for that is, other than I'm still on hardcore Team Shiver.
True. To be honest, there has been some things going around. I have seen some translations being like it's not actually like a deserted island you're going to, but like a out at distance island where they still have stuff over there, so maybe fun would be a better option. But I think I'm going to go with gear, because even if it is deserted or something happens, you at least have stuff to get food with, stuff to, make accommodations and stuff like that. I feel like if you have grub or fun, that's just side stuff compared to gear. Well, grub is important because you need to eat, but, gear helps with that.
Yeah, gear, you pretty much have the basic necessities, so then you can accumulate grub and fun along the way.
But let's switch off from that, going to our next match. We have Tower Control on Wahoo, which is, wow, it is weird seeing Wahoo World in a tournament like this,
And I was going to say it is a bit of a blast from the past, but Tower Control has been a little bit different now. The route of the tower has been altered, and it just really utilizes the drawbridge a little bit more.
I wouldn't know, though, because it has been 75 years since I have played. Actually, no, it's been kind of recent, but the route is definitely different. But as you can see with the comps there, Splat Charger, already with the Respawn Punisher, you already know Isabel's mission. If you have Tactical Lure, if you want to stay alive, that is not happening. Isabel's just going to have to run pure Anchor over here. As you can see, the Zap is already going in for picks, but it's just going to get picked off super easily over there by the Splash Shot. Already some really nice plays going on from both Stargaze and GG Whast'n.
And speaking of a blast from the past, we do see that Jet Squelcher with the backline on the side of Stargaze here. I can't remember what it runs on that kit. Is that also Inkback?
Yes, it is Inkback, as you can see right there, but it's not going to find any picks, but they also have the new Sublime Marker, which is actually only on 2 weapons right now. It's only on Jet Sculpture and the Vanilla Pro, but I expect to have it on at least a few more weapons in the future. As you
I
can
think
see,
that's a good combination, as they're both pretty or medium to long range weapons. So having that point marker will just allow for finding opponents easily.
yeah, but as you can see here, Isabel is making sure nobody can go to mid with their Ink Vac. As you can see, people were just trying to shoot over there, but also we see some Blaster over here taking out Zane, trying to find some more picks. Of course, this Blaster is running more Intensify action. As stated before, what Intensify action can do is match your jump RNG with your ground RNG. And for something like Blasters, that is super huge, super huge.
100%. We do see, well, that's going to be 3 down there with the Booyah taking out the Tower Rider. Last member is going to have to do their best to stay alive and just allow for the respawn, but we do see that Killer Whale coming out, just really putting on the pressure.
Yeah, Zion making sure nothing can get past, but they're going in with an Ink Bag and Trizuka, 2 specials going in there. You can see their Zap is already down, that is not a good sign to have your support down. We see the Gal going for a bit of a push over here, but it's just Zion alone. I don't know if Zion can find anything, but I don't think it's gonna happen. No, everybody's just right on top of Zion. It's not gonna happen.
So far, neither team has been able to get past that first checkpoint. While GG Whast'n is in the lead by a few points, it's pretty much been a neutral game so far. Just not a whole lot of, I guess, significant advantage.
Yeah, as you've seen for a couple of minutes now, it's just been more or less a stalemate. Zap goes down again, but they have their tactical, I'm pretty sure, just ran out. That is something you hate seeing once you die. But with special power up, you could actually extend that from 15 up to 25 seconds, which could be really huge for building up another one straight away.
There was an excellent pick by that ends up on the Slosher. Both the Slosher and the Blaster are going to be formidable foes on this map because of all the, I guess, height difference. But we do see the 3 members going down with only the NZAP remaining, and they're going to do that quick jump out, utilizing that tactical speed, and so they're going to have to just reset here and not able to get the lead.
As you saw, they're mad. The Zap was just going crazy, running all over the pace. And then once they needed to jump out, it was just like an instant. That's just what Tacticooler can do to a man. But as you can see, JB going in with the Ink Vac, protecting their teammates, making sure that they don't get picked off. But that's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. Flowershot goes down as 3v3. Jet is making sure nobody approaches tower. Watching the jump, gets picked off by Isabel. 2 down. Are they going to go 3 down? Oh, a tap shot a bit by this Splash Charger. It is not looking good for Stargaze right now.
Yeah, they've been utilizing that the Ink Vac and Inkzuka combo quite a lot now, popping both at the same time just to protect the Inkzuka user. But so far, though, they do have the Bubbler. We haven't seen it used on tower yet, and that could be pretty crucial. GG Whast'n taking this first checkpoint, now solidifying their lead as we get into this last minute.
Yeah, Stargaze only has 1 minute left to make some comebacks, but picks off the machine that's going to do really well and push back the other 2 members of GG Whast'n. Though it is a 2v3 right now, Splatshot's going to try to find some picks here, but instead, their teammate gets picked off, and they get picked off by Insano.
3 members down once again. GG Whast'n really pushing in the tower past that second checkpoint. Last 10 seconds, Stargaze is really going to have to pull out a play here to bring this back.
Yeah, going down to the last 5 seconds, we're going to see what happens here. It is 2v2. They have to take the tower. But it's not going to happen. The Zap was too far back between 2 other members of GG Whast'n to make an actual push over there. And that is the second game for GG Whast'n.
We saw that Charger go down in the last few seconds, but making really good use of that Ink Vac, pushing that tower as far as possible before time ran out. Able to take it back right at the end, not allowing overtime to really come into effect.
Yeah, I was really excited to see from both the teams there, though. I did really like at the midpoint, as you saw, there was just a very huge stalemate that we had going on, but in the end, it was not enough, and GG Whast'n was able to come back in there and just shred through everything. But we are coming on to our final match here for our first set. We're going to be going on Rainmaker Scorch Gorge. Interesting, interesting. How do you feel about this map mode combination so far?
Well, as always, I am not much of a fan of Rainmaker, but on this new map, you could pique my interest. Now I can't. This is the map with the large Blackbelly-esque projection in the middle, typically. Yes.
Yes, it's got the big like tower area right in the middle, and it's got grates on either side that you can push into the enemy base.
This allows for some options. Once again, using the tactical cooler to add a bit of boost to that Rainmaker will come in handy. But it is going to be difficult getting past that first checkpoint because it is so close to spawn. Defending teammates can really bring it back unless you're able to get that wipe.
Yeah, I'd say what either member has to do. Tactical cooler is going to be really essential here with Rainmaker, making them going as fast as possible. If they want to take that great route, if they have the opportunity to, tactical cooler is definitely going to help with the run speed up that gets pushed there. But if not, they're just going to have to take the right side. That right podium is going to be their best friend. But as you can see, we're already starting the match. Comps are pretty similar to last time, but we do see a 10 umbrella. That's something new. We're going to see who gets... We're going to see who gets Rainmaker pop. It's going to be Stargaze. Other than that, comps looking pretty similar. Of course, both teams running a Zap. As stated before, it doesn't seem like a team is that confident in running something without Zap or Tactical. We have seen some of that, but not enough. But GG Whast'n is pretty down here.
Which is just... It's just the Charger remaining. They're going to be pushing it hard. Well, the Tenebrillo is going to be causing a distraction on that left side, but they're going to be taking the right checkpoint. Taking down the bucket once again, and the ink vac out. They are still really pushed back.
Yeah, there's nothing Zero can do here against something like the Heavy. The Heavy is just keeping watch of that gray area, making sure nobody approaches them at all. But Zero is going to do just that and picks them off out of surprise. Rainmaker is hiding in the Tenebrillo but gets picked off. They have 40 after the first minute. That is huge for Stargaze. And as we can see, there's another Tactical, and Squib actually goes down to the Booyah Bomb here. Right now, they are just playing very hard defense for the Rainmaker in order for it to despawn to go right back into mid, which is definitely something you want to do right here.
Yeah, but Tenebrillo is the ultimate support weapon right now in this mode, with the shield to defend the Rainmaker, as well as the ink vac for just added cover. You could really get a lot done having the Tenebrillo on hand to push with.
Yeah, if I am correct, well, yeah, we see here the sub is Squid Beacon, so that allows the Tenebrillo to place Squid Beacon maybe in an ideal location, allowing others to jump in, popping up their tennis shield and maybe ink vac. It is just the ultimate protection weapon, unless they have a suction bomb. Unless they have a suction bomb.
And then pair it with that tactical, their mates can really get back to the action quickly.
As you can see here, though, the grade is going to lower the Booyah Bomb, but that doesn't matter. As Insano was able to take out the Tenebrillo. They are 2 down right now. It's just Isabel. But Isabel's just got to book it out of there because I don't think a Charger is going to do much against a full comp of players.
Yeah, with all that paint bearing down, yeah, I would back out as well. But GG Whast'n already coming back into mid to contest this, keep them from pushing any farther, although they do have that checkpoint already under wrap, so they still have just the 40 points remaining to the KO.
Yeah, RDB over here is actually just trapped. GG Whast'n has the perfect opportunity to push in, and they take that opportunity. As you can see, Zero just put Suction Bomb at the end there, just trying to pop that Rainmaker. But yeah, that wasn't really a good spot for RDB to go with the Rainmaker, as they could easily just get cornered right over there.
As they do have the lead, it's a bit more of a stall for time play. I have to say, though, I really like the new UI, where just when anyone on your team uses a special, it just notifies you. That is super helpful.
Yeah, that is way helpful, especially for something like Tactical or knowing where it is, or some other type of location-based special. It's just really useful for something like that. But as we see here, Stargaze, their main goal right now is just to stall for time, as you said before. But GG Whast'n finds a pick on the shot, trying to find anything else. The Gal is immediately rushing up the splash wall. Notices the wave breaker, picks off the wave breaker, but they did see a heavy, but where's that heavy?
think they're sitting up the back. Oh no, they're going to be around the pedestal here, and they do go down.
Yeah, they might be able to make checkpoint here. And they do. Really solid push from GG Whast'n. Are they able to make a comeback in the last minute of the match? It is 2 left for Stargaze, but of course they got more respawning. Design's going to go down, but it doesn't look good for that Rainmaker here. Unless they get a pick on the shot. Really solid, especially because of the help from the slashing machine. Again, survivability and just killing power. It is just a Zap. Zap is down. They're just pushing in there. Everybody is going down. Not good for Stargaze.
Yeah,
Stargaze.
It wasn't looking good. They had 2 members down, but then they were able to just come back with the delayed wipe, and that just opened up a huge avenue for them to get that lead. And with the last 20 seconds here, that's going to be difficult for Stargaze to come back from.
Yeah, they only have about 40 seconds, 50 seconds left in order to make a play here. But going from where they are to 28 or 27, it's not going to be enough, especially with the Booyah Mom stalling them out. But that is the slashing machine down. It is 3v2 right now. The Tenebrel's got to stay safe, but they can push forward right now here. Are they going to try to go for the great route? They are. Okay, interesting. But as you can see, Insano is sharking right over there, right on that top stack area, immediately pushing in for the Rainmaker. That's going to be game. That is going to be game.
Yeah, really? Rainmaker, you really got to watch out for that 4th player.
Insano just saw the opportunity and sharked right on top of that stack, right near the great enter, and just came down right onto RDB. And that was curtains. That was just curtains.
Impressive gameplay in that last match. It looked like Stargaze had it in the bag, but GG Whast'n said they weren't done yet. They were going to take the 3-0 on this set.
And yeah, that's going to be it for that set. GG Whast'n takes it 3-0. Great job, GG Whast'n.
Dang it. I think that was pretty impressive. We see another addition to the comps with the addition of that Tenterbrella. I think that was a pretty strong pick right there.
Yeah. Tenebrella, just as I said before, it is really good with protection. Of course, it's got the Brella Shield, Squid Beacon, able to be put in really good spots for teammates to jump to, and Inkvac, allowing them to protect Rainmakers or towers while they're pushing. The only thing is that, you know, with the Tenebrella Shield, I'm not sure if it applies to free as it did in 2, but they can easily get bombed if they're right under it. Just throw a suction bomb right on the top of there, and that's curtains. But I think I could be wrong. I think with the whole bomb nerf thing going on, I don't think that could be used anymore, but it might. I could be wrong.
I do know that bombs don't damage the shield anymore. I don't know if you can still get the reflection damage off of that, like coming in from the back.
No. I really loved doing that back in 2, so I hope it's still in 3. I remember I got a splashdown cancel with that.
Oh, wow. That is impressive.
Yeah, there was a Tenebrella coming in. I got to pick off them with the suction bomb cancel. And at the same time, there was a splashdown going on. So I got a 2-for-1 combo with that.
You love to see it.
Truly. I, of course, saved that clip right after because I'm just like, what? What happened? I didn't expect that to happen.
Yes, you do get those splash cancels often, but sometimes in the most unexpected ways.
You love to see it, though. You love to see it.
Now I do believe we are going to be going to another short break as we prepare for the next set.
Tragic, but if that's the case, we'll see you guys in just a little bit.
Hello everyone, and welcome on back to Swimmer Sync 82. It is I, Mad Gamer II, and I am joined once again by NM.
Welcome back. We are here in round 3 of the Nessie pools, and as you can see on screen, we got our cast for this third match. We have Nawal Gaming versus Reptile Gang. I'd like to start off with the Reptile Gang cast because we got Roundy, we got Turtle, Ali, Bishop. Ali, I know, is a Tetra player, so we're gonna finally see some Tetra gameplay, which is the only really good weapon that we haven't seen so far in this SOS yet. So I'm really excited to see that.
Absolutely, definitely looking forward to that. And we have a with the stacked setup here. I imagine we're going to be seeing some more unusual picks as far as weapons.
Yeah, and as you can see here, we have our map list. We are starting out with Clan Blitz on Museum. Definitely something new. Of course, a map you recognize, but not a mode.
Yes, there's going to be new map to go, or a new mode to go with an old map. It's certainly going to be interesting to see. I imagine if we're going to be Chargers are going to have a fun time because there is not a whole lot that can escape the E-leader on this map.
I do not know where the basket is, but I've heard that this map mode combination is really, really good. So I'm excited to see it. But as you see, we got our comps here. We have okay. Some technical difficulties, don't mind that, but yeah, as I said, we do have a Clan Blitz on Museum. As I've heard, it is a really good map mode combination, but I have never played on it so far. It's just not come up in solo queue for me, or at least the times that I'm playing.
It is rather difficult to get to the basket. It's like in a little alcove with a lot of, I guess, the map structures to get around. You have that spinning thing in the middle, just right in front of the basket, and then you also have that wall right next to the block that you can jump onto.
I'm gonna see here if I can try to find. No, I can't find it. I'm just gonna have to wait until I see the gameplay from these players in order to see how this map mode is. Okay, we're already going into it. Okay, 2 down on I team going off at the start. Ali, again, as I said, Tetra is going from Ali, so this is going to be really nice to see some Tetra gameplay. Blaster also, too. Again, as stated with Blaster, Intensify Action is going to be doing really well for them. Ali is trying to get a bunch of clans here. They already got 5, just 3 more, and they can possibly make a full basket. It's not looking good for Nawal Gaming right now, but this Inkback could change things around.
Yeah, Reptile Gang opted to go without a backline, so they're going to be running the double. Okay, so they're going to have their usual end zap, but then they're also with the addition of the Tetra Duelies, we have that Tri-Slosher and the Range Blaster. Going to be a lot of mobility and a lot of killing potential. I think that's going to be a good counter against that E-leader, unless they get you first. A nice pick by the E-leader there, and that's going to be 2 down for the side of Reptile Gang.
Yeah, as you can see here, Bishop is still over there, but not enough. Ali goes down 2. It is just 2 left for Reptile Gaming. So they got to make sure they don't try to push in too far. As you can see, the Zap is going to be a very big player in this, gathering as much clans as possible, getting the speed boost for everybody, but gets picked off as they were at 99. That is not good for the Zap.
The Tetras are the last one alive, and they're going to get 2, 3 down. Basically even out the playing field with the only one remaining Power Clam, and they're going to have to jump back to spawn.
Yeah, they're just going to have to make sure that they don't get picked off here. And speaking of that, it is nice how we can jump with our Power Clam straight to spawn now. You don't have to worry about jumping to somebody else. Yeah, just because of the new spawning mechanic, it's really nice for that. As you can see here, though, Zap is trying to go for that block jump, but it's not going to work out. Can't find the aim there, and gets picked off by the Splash-O-Matic.
It's going to be 3 down. Oh! A nice pick by the E-leader, but that is going to be a wipeout for Nawal Gaming. The Blaster, the last one, literally the last one on the field right now.
And the first one to go down when everybody's back and ready for the action. Immediately the Chompers with the 96 gal, which is another option if you want to take Ink back. So it's pretty nice. It's more of a supportive option than something like you'd run for a backline. But speaking of Reptile Gang, the try goes down too. It is not looking well for them. They're getting picked off one by one by one. Tetra and Zap going down again, and Chompers is just using the big bubbler to just go in there. Ending Inkvac. There are a lot of specials in this game, as you see here. Inkvac, big bubbler, those type of specials that could be used to easily push objectives by just protecting the objective.
A lot of survivability options, and we see this 96 really going off, getting the double, and then one more before they go down, getting it down to 36 and taking that lead. And something else I want to mention, we took a peek at the 96's gear there. We haven't really talked about just the effects of the Intensify action on the 96, but we see quite a bit stacked on that.
Yeah, to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure it is the same as with blasters and really most other weapons. The jump RNG is going to be the safest ground in RNG. So if your jump RNG wasn't the best, you got a perk. You got a perk with this. And I'm pretty sure back in Splatoon 2 with MPU, there were some weapons that had that effect. So it's like MPU never left for them.
But for the 96, it was damage up with the MPU, so having that Intensify action here in Splatoon 3 is really making the 96's day.
Yeah, that's going to be really well for the 96. We see here the blaster is going to go immediately in, but gets picked off by the Splash. Splash and Chompers are immediately going in, but they're backing out just as easily after seeing the situation.
Oh, the Crab Tank leading the push there. They have the Power Glam. They're getting some of the picks, but so far they're a little bit outnumbered here, and they're just having to really skirmish their way to the basket.
As you saw there, the Crab Tank went for a little bit of a flank move, and the Inkvac is protecting the Super Clan, protecting them at all costs, going to every single angle, and they're gonna put it in. Ali has a Super Clan here, but they're just gonna have to wait it out and hope for the best once the basket is up. But the E-Leader's got 3 more, making sure that is not happening and jumping immediately back, knowing their job is done. All they have to do now is just defend their basket.
And they have a lot of paint on the field, so it's going to take quite a bit for Reptile Gang to really get back into this. And with that E-Leader still alive, backing up to the basket, nice, take that back, they go down along with the 96. Then it's going to be a delay 3 down for Reptile Gang, so overtime is running out quickly here.
Yeah, and I think, yep, that's gonna do it. Nawal Gaming takes the first match of the set, and the connection to the host has been lost.
Thankfully, it was right at the end there, so we will be taking that first match, and we'll be moving on to Splatzones on Makomar, a oldie but goodie.
Yeah, this set with the map mode combinations just keeps hitting with good stuff, because Makomar, Splat Zones, you'd love to see it. Central Zone, really nice spots on both sides, able to, make stuff done, stacks, a lot of stuff. I'm glazing over everything, but that's because, we've been playing Makomar for 5 years now. I think we all know why it's coded in Splat Zones.
Now that it is Splat Zones, we could be seeing either the Slosher or the Blaster swap off to a more ink-heavy weapon, but due to the map terrain, we could easily see pretty similar comps from both teams, both with the backline and backline-less comp.
Yeah, it does seem like here, compared to something like, the end of Splatoon 2's meta, backline is looking really well. E-Leader at the top, but other good weapons like Heavy or just the vanilla Splat Charger there too. And they really win, all because, again, Respawn Punisher.
I have to say, as a Splatling user, I was a little bit skeptical of the new Heavy kit, but so far it has been it's been a dream. It's been a dream. So much fun, and just the backline potential in this early game has been fantastic.
I can honestly say the same when I first saw the Zap kit. Of course, I've stuck by it since 1, but seeing the Tactic Cooler, at first we only knew about 3 of its effects, being Run Speed Up, Swim Speed Up, and Intensify Action. I thought I was like, cool, but that's it? No more? But my opinion completely changed after they tweeted out being like, oh yeah, you can respawn really fast.
By the way...
When I saw that, I was just like, You could have told us during the direct. This feels like important information.
Like, for real, it just completely changed the game before it even came out.
Yeah, Tactic Cooler went from an option being like, okay, it looks nice to run this now, please. Having that plus the 100% special saver up, which is wow. You lose none of your special, which is just wow.
It's going to be interesting to see if they choose to change any of that in the coming patches, because so far it's made a strong showing. But that being said, though, we have seen a match with a team running without it and opting to counter it with the Respawn Punisher. I think it is just making Respawn Punisher a lot more relevant now that we have that Tacticooler.
Yeah, as the two biggest effects of Tacticooler gets nerfed by, Respawn Punisher. Not really special saver since that's down by 30%, but honestly, that's fine. With a quick respawn, as we saw in some, like, if you get killed by somebody with Respawn Punisher, it's basically normal respawn time for you, which is pretty bad.
I'll have to say, though, are they going to do anything to make opening Gambit relevant? Because I'm still surprised that thing is stuck around.
Yeah, you don't really see that run as much because even on a fundamental standpoint, the last few seconds of the match are way more important than the first few seconds, unless you get like a really insane push at the start.
Absolutely, and the changes that they made to LDE, like that was another pretty unused ability but because of the ink buff, it really brought it to the spotlight.
To the point where it basically just became meta, and it was really surprising going into free that we didn't see a nerf come to the last ditch effort ability. That's something you expect to see.
Indeed, and as we mentioned before, it does stack with the Tacticooler, so it just... Oh man, you were just a tanker of ink.
And as you stated before, I hope they don't nerf the Tacticooler. Totally not my bias showing here.
Totally not.
Totally not. But if they were to nerf it, maybe nerf the special saver a little bit. It feels a bit too much. Like 100% is really nice, but honestly, having it like 75, 70, that's fine too. Maybe make the Tacticooler more durable. I do like having it as a shield, but the shield goes on for way too long. And at some points, I would just like it to be broken. But we're getting into our next match here, as we can see. We got a range blaster. Ooh.
Yes, I think that's the range blaster Pro with that ink vac coming back in, and we also see the Tent Umbrella making a return, also with ink vac.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of ink vac here as Nawal Gaming is making a first push towards the zone, doing really well. Splash is gonna have to run back though, but the Tetras are finding the Splash here. But it's not looking good for Bishop. Bishop's going to get picked off. The Crab Tank is a really good option for backline fire if you want to do that.
And with the two stacks on this map, it really has a good vantage point to just put on a lot of pressure, especially when you are going up against a backline weapon such as a Splatling or E-Leader. That is going to be a delayed wipeout for Nawal Gaming. Reptile Game, actually no, yeah, Reptile Game getting the wipeout. Nawal taking control of that zone and really pushing into the enemy territory.
Yeah, as we see, the 52-gallon arrow is already going really deep into the enemy's base, taking out the range blaster, taking out the tent. It is a wipeout, folks. Nobody is left alive. Nothing.
Yeah, they're really going at it. We see that. Oh, what is the Gal getting up in that plat there, not allowing them to drop down, the splash going down, but they do take out the 52, so that's just going to open up just a little bit of leeway, but they are running out of time here.
Yeah, as you can see here, it is 10 points left for Nawal Gaming. They just gotta have to keep the zone. 5 more. Can Reptile do anything? But no. As you can see at the end there, somebody had an ink vac, so you can't really do much against that.
Not at all. We do see that pro back up near the second half of that push. They had the range, they could pressure on the enemy plant without having to push up too far, and they just stayed alive to have the ink vac for the last few seconds.
Yeah, and that is going to be a second game taken for Nawal Gaming as we move on to our third match here. Tower Sturgeon.
This is one of those map modes that hasn't had too many changes since Splatoon 2, but it is a different environment with all the new specials coming into play.
Personally, after playing the map, I have played Tower Sturgeon a lot. It is just as fun as it was in Splatoon 2. It is still a really good map mode combination. I don't know why I'm going in like three different octaves here talking about that, but you know, Sturgeon's still a lot of fun.
Agreed. We're going to be seeing quite a bit of action on those spinners and the snipe. They are a key position to hold when pushing forward.
Mm-hmm. It is going to be really interesting to see because, again, as talked about before, Inkvac on tower is going to be really, really important. As you can't really approach the tower if there's an Inkvac, and if they bring a big bubbler or two, like, what are you going to do?
We have seen that the blaster come in, the range blaster, as well as the vanilla blaster, so we definitely have the bubbler as an option here. The most likely they'll be running a backline once again, probably bringing out the E-leader.
But we can't really say anything for sure until we start up the next match shortly. So, excited for that.
Now, we have seen the Tetras in action quite a bit, but to be honest, we haven't really seen much of the Reef Slider with that. They've been utilizing the weapons so effectively, they haven't had much need for it, really.
Yeah, I've only seen them pop the Reef Slider in like the corner of the screen or something, but yeah, Reef Slider is definitely a good option to just scare off opponents, displace them, while also, if they're unaware, pick them off. The only downside you can see to Reef Slider is the immense amount of end lag you have right after popping it. Like, it is really slow to the point where it's just like you wait for it and then you just pick off the Reef Slider user. That's gonna do it.
That is true. I think even more so when you're going up against the E-leader who can just sit back and wait for you to finish.
Yeah, but there is no tactic cooler, which is depressing for Reptile Gang because the E-leader decided to not run Respawn Punisher this time around.
We do see the Junior, though. They are going to bring in that bubbler to play here, along with this Splat Bomb sub.
And as you can also see, each team is actually running a 96. They have that in common for their Inkvac option being more of a aggressive Inkvac option. But the try is alone here.
They're just really terrible. That is like... Every single member went down in that fight. Every single member. But we do see Reptile Gang, they're going to be coming back first to take that tower. They were able to get the jump in and the try, able to take that trade and just clear the way for them.
Ali just keeping watch of the spinner, throwing as many auto bombs. There's the Reef Slider going in, but getting nothing. Sees two by the sponge, big bubbler, and that's going to do it for Ali's push right there. As you can see, yeah, Inkvac is a really formidable special, and if you pair it with some other things like Inkjet or something else pretty aggressive, there's nothing you can do against an Inkvac.
Did that try just jump out of there? That was quite the pickle they were in there, but they were able to survive long enough to get a trade out of it. But Nawal Gang just going to be pushing back into mid here. They were able to stop the checkpoint before, or stop the tower before it got to that last checkpoint.
Yeah, we see the E-leader going in, finding two with the range blaster, but that's not going to be enough as Lurica gets a pick on them with the splash over here. Again, another good crab tank option. But that's not enough. Turtle coming in with the try. It seems that it is just a fight for that left side. Everybody going in one by one, getting picked off one by one. It is trade central.
Yes, so for Nawal Game, hasn't had an opportunity to push the tower past that 91 point. And with the Junior going down, that's going to be one of the defensive options down. We do see Nero here trying to make some plays up here in the snipe area, but with the Inkvac now activated on tower, there isn't much they can do to stop it.
Yeah, but their Inkvac option is actually down. It is all up to the other three players. But Ali's going to go down. It's not looking good for the blaster, but they're still alive. Gets a pick on Nero, but gets picked off by Chompers with the Junior, with the big bubbler this time around. I'm honestly really surprised that they gave big bubbler to the Splash Shot Junior.
makes sense. It is kind of a replacement for Bubbler, but it doesn't really fit the weapon in terms of my opinion.
Indeed, and I suppose because they had the Tacticular on the end zap, they didn't really want to have too many eye painting weapons with it like they did in Splatoon 2. But it is odd that they would choose the Bubbler for that. Junior going in to get that trade with 2 members of Nawal Game down. Reptile Gang is just going to stop this push before it can get too far.
Yeah, as you can see, gets a pick on Larica. Roundy is going in, making sure Sprinkler's on the tower. They are almost at Inkvac, so if they get pushed, they can easily just defend that tower.
They're going to be taking this 3rd checkpoint once again. Several specials online. That Reslider is online. Ali going to be coming in from the side here. Activates it. Not able to get much with it, and with 2 members down, that is going to be 3 members down for Reptile Gang, so effectively ending that push right there.
Yeah, as you saw, they got a complete wipeout. Not really good for Reptile Gang, as Nawal Game can easily just take control of mid here and just find a way to push into Reptile's base.
This Junior being extra aggressive here, trying to push up, not really going for that tower. That's going to be 2 down already for the side of Nawal Game, and Reptile Game once again just taking control of the mid, trying to scout out the last remaining players, but so far they're doing it well. I was going to say they're doing an extra job staying alive, but then the try says otherwise.
Yeah, as you can see here, Ali is just making sure that, everything's secure. There's nobody hiding, nobody sharking. Everything is fine. Trying to fight the big bubbler there. You're just going to have to aim for the top part, but also make sure you keep aware of your surroundings. As you can see here, the splash is immediately going for Ali, and it's going to be a trade. Nawal Game got to push. They got to pull something off. They have 16 points until they're at least tied with Reptile. So if they can get a 17 lead, then they can do it.
And with 10 seconds remaining, this is going to have to be quite something. Oh, the Ealer goes down, but not before they were able to pop that Wave Breaker. So it's going to be 1 extra bit of defense. The Bubbler going down before they can add it to tower. And so with Ali on the... Wait, they were able to take lead. It's in overtime.
Yes, they were able to take lead. As you saw there, the big Bubbler Inkvac combo was able to keep the lead for Nawal Gaming. Ali is alone here trying to keep the tower. Bishop coming in for the rescue, but it is just Bishop. It is a wipeout. Everybody jumping one to the other, but it's not going to do it as Nawal Gaming takes the 3rd game and 3-0's Reptile Gang. Really good match. They're really clean.
Wow, I was just off running my mouth, and they just go and take the lead right out from under me. Well done, the Nawal Game, taking the 3-0 on Reptile Gang. That was quite the comeback there.
Yes, that was really solid. Again, as we said at the start of the match, Big Bubbler Inkvac does wonders for tower, especially when pushing it. And as you saw there, that's what got them the lead. It was Big Bubbler straight into an Inkvac. So it's just, you are not touching this tower. And if you are, you do nothing. You are wasting your ink.
Nigh unstoppable.
Yeah. As you can see with those specials, they are just really perfect for either taking control of an area or being able to push super easily. So a lot of comps are going to be running around that. I could see for specials for comps, it's going to be either Big Bubble or Inkvac. Most likely Inkvac, Tacticooler, Booyah Bomb because of, Machine, and possibly Wave Breaker. I'm not sure.
Just the amount of specials that the Inkvac could just gobble up is amazing. I want to see more of that in action. But I do believe that is the end of our pool sets. We'll be taking a short break and then coming back to you with Top Cut, I believe?
Yes, that should be what we stream here around 1 of the Great White.
Stargaze go 내 활동만 비비담아 비서 I'll show the way Don't style please happy I feel the big body Don't make me dumb the dark channel Don't you make me naked Go 내 활동만 비비담아 비서 I'll show the way Don't style please happy I feel the big body Don't make me dumb the dark channel Don't you make me naked